Hey, good afternoon. I want to welcome you to Daisy Blue and You. I'm going to talk today about the film 40 Acres. This movie was, in my opinion, an amazing movie. I enjoyed it. It was um, family unity, it was apocalyptic. I love those end time movies. So this really resonated with me because I really loved the whole script, the cast, and I'm going to go into my full review. Um, so let's get right into it. This movie wasn't really banned, but it wasn't seen. It wasn't advertised. I don't know why. They made sure people never heard of it. That's for sure. And it's not because it wasn't a good movie. It was excellent. It was powerful. It was a kind of movie that tells you a story that they really probably don't want you to see right now. So, just an overview: 40 Acres is a post-apocalyptic thriller. It's set during a government collapse or global collapse, I guess, where two civil wars have happened in the United States, and humanity's last hope no longer lives in cities or governments because there is no more government. There's no law. It lives on privately owned farms scattered across a ravaged North America, and it centers on a story that's not chaos, not saviors. It's all about family unity. The film follows Haley Freeman. She's a Black Indigenous former Army veteran living deep in the Canadian wilderness on a homestead passed down through generations. And the land is just isn't just where she lives. I mean, it's her inheritance, her memories of childhood and survival. She survives alongside her husband, Sarge, who is an Indigenous man. Together, they have a blended family with one goal: to make sure their children know how to survive after they're gone. Um, a lot of people have said it's fear-based parenting, but I don't see that in this movie. This is just teaching your children about preparation and survival. Their children know how to work the land, they learn how to defend themselves, and they learn trade with other settlements using ratio organized dead drops. Every member of the family, even the youngest, knows their role. Um, Maybe that's what makes this film so dangerous, or maybe that's why they feel so threatened, because the movie isn't about minorities suffering, it's about minorities thriving. The Friedman family isn't broken, they're disciplined and loving towards one another. They laugh together, they argue, they teach, they have grown into a cohesive family unit. And Haley carries the weight of generations. She's fully aware of what's been done to her people historically, and she refuses to pass down that ignorance to her children. She educates them herself. She assigns them books such as The Parable of the Sower and Black Against Empire. She requires them to read these books because they have to write reports on them, which triggers something on the inside of discussion within the family unit and critical thought and thinking. That alone says so much. The film understands something our current world is actively trying to dismantle: education, land, family equals power. So we see in the movie that Haley herself sometimes struggles with that. She's battle hardened from being in the army. She has a difficulty letting her guard down emotionally, but the love for her children, her family, her husband, it's consistent. Even if it's unspoken, you still see it on screen. A single look from her communicates protection, warning, and finality. Her husband Sarge is kind of like the opposite of her. He brings a softness to the family dynamic. He brings warmth and cultural grounding. He's passing on their language, their traditions, and balance. He's the calm before the storm, the mediator, I guess you could say, and the reminder that survival without humanity isn't really survival at all. Their eldest son, Emmanuel, represents the next generation, the tension between honoring what has kept his family alive and imagining a future beyond constant defense. He wants to explore and connect and believe that something better is possible. And that generational tension between caution and optimism is one of the most honest things the film gets right. Like, it's I can't even describe this film, but let's continue. I digress. The daughters, Rain, Danis, and Cookie, beautiful young women. They introduce them not as victims, but as capable, lethal protectors. They have been taught how to use their firearms and protect the home, protect the family. They don't hesitate. It's complete clarity with these girls, and they have such a strong moral spine in this film. Because 40 Acres is very clearly a good versus evil. Evil isn't supernatural. It's greed, it's entitlement, it's the belief that you can take what doesn't belong to you because you're desperate or armed or unchecked. But the good is the restraint and the responsibility in defending what's yours without losing your soul. When surrounding settlements go radio silent and cannibalistic bands of raiders began moving through areas, families' fragility begins to fracture. The threat is real, and when Emmanuel encounters a mysterious newcomer, the film asks the hardest question: how do you remain human in a world that punishes trust? The question feels especially right now with what we're going through today, because we are watching systems strain, we're watching food insecurities rise, we're watching land consolidation and consolidate into fewer hands, and we're watching families separated by police, by poverty, by incarceration, by displacement, by immigration. At the same time, we're told to trust each other, but the distrust is there. We're isolating, we're depending, we're waiting, we're watching. And 40 Acres quietly rejects all of that. It says survival doesn't come from institutions, it comes from unity, from land, from knowledge, from generations standing together. The message is exactly why this film was suppressed, not banned, not censored, just quietly denied oxygen. It wasn't put out there for people to even know about it. So, no major marketing push for this film, no cultural conversation, no award campaign, because a film that shows Black and Indigenous families unified, educated, morally grounded, and armed with knowledge and discipline and thriving after a collapse does not fit the story that we're supposed to be consuming right now. The movie doesn't glorify violence, it refuses to pretend evil doesn't exist, and it doesn't ask permission to survive, and that's why it matters. This is why it deserves repeat viewings, and it's why they didn't want you to see it. They didn't want the story read out loud. They didn't want people to view it and be inspired. They wanted it buried, and stories rooted in truth, they just seem to disappear. So right now, 40 Acres is exactly the story we need to be talking about, exactly the movie we need to be seeing. And guys, I'm going to give this movie such a high rating. It's a fabulous movie. Go see it if you haven't. I think you can see it still on I don't know if it's Amazon or it may be Hulu. Um I'm not sure, but definitely go see the movie. Check it out, and you're going to understand what I mean by this. This is a fabulous movie. And you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you had some type of inspiration to go check this out. And I'll talk to you guys next time.